Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Heroes of StarCraft mini set card review, and today we're taking a look at Death Knight cards, part of that Zerg faction swarming the board. And not only are they going to swarm the board, they're going to rip minions out of your hand and murder it. Isn't that going to be fun? Don't we love that in Hearthstone? I feel like, yeah, along with Ghost, this might be a pretty loathed card in the community, but we got other cards to go with it and all of that. These Zerg minions, if you want to win these cards, we're giving away 3 mini sets out of my pocket. To enter that giveaway, like and comment in the video, link down description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until next Tuesday when the mini set goes live. I will add another mini set to that giveaway, so hit that sub button, make me go broke. We're like just under 200 away from 90k, which is amazing, so keep hitting that button. Thank you very much for that. And well, let's start off with the first card, the 1 mana. And I will note, with all these Death Knight cards, no rune requirements on any of them. These can go into any deck you want in Death Knight, which is always a nice bonus. And we have the is that a Baneling Barrage? I'm tempted to say Baneling, but let's not do that. Let's go Baneling Barrage. Hopefully that's the correct pronunciation and not Baneling, because then we're going down a whole different road. What does this card do? You get a 1/1 Baneling that explodes. If you control a Zerg minion, you get another Baneling. And what is a Baneling? It is a 1 mana 1/1 with Death Rattle. Deal damage equal to this minion's attack to all enemy minions. So it doesn't go face, but it doesn't hit your own stuff, which is super important considering Zergs, they want to swarm the board, right? They really want to go wide, and that would be really annoying to kill off your stuff. And this scales obviously with any buffs, hand buffs like Death Knight has, and we might see another card that could buff this up, and all of a sudden that AoE it does is even better. So not too bad. 1 mana, possibly get 2 1/1 Banelings into your hand, but it's into your hand, right? You're not summoning it because you're getting it. You're not summoning it. So that's something important to note. It's kind of unfortunate almost, but then again, you can save it for opportunities where you want to play that out and clear something. Poor Sergeant Sally crying in a corner, right? Isn't this just Sergeant Sally? I don't know if Sally went face or hit your own minions, but yeah, the power creep on old useless cards, how dare they? But yeah, you can get 2 of them. It's not bad. It's some value. You can fight for board, and it doesn't remove your own board, which is nice. It's just, how am I actively proccing this and all that? You could like Death Growl and Death Growl onto something rather large and then just completely wipe the board too. So you have Death Rattle synergies, and overall, it's not bad. I can see it seeing some play, and this is a card that doesn't necessarily need to be all in on Zergs, because there's just Death Rattle synergies and all of that. So I'll give it a 3. I almost want to give it a 2. Like, I'm not super sold on this card, but I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in standard. Like a 1 in wild, where I can't ever see that happening like the majority of these cards. But yeah, it might have a chance, because you really do want to get Zerg minions, and this can get you 2 for 1 mana. And yeah, I want to buff these cards up. I want them to be even better. Well, I can play the Infestor, a 3 mana 3/2 minion. Death Rattle. Your Zerg minions have +1/+1 for the rest of the game. So this is like an aura effect. Once it dies, even if you've generated like the Baneling card, right, added it to your hand, it will keep that +1/+1. It's a constant effect. Anything that's summoned, resurrected, generated in any way will also get this buff, right? So that's pretty solid. And again, there's lots of Death Rattle synergies in Death Knight, like we've already mentioned. Death Growl, you could play the Reborn location, you can Yodeler, you can get your Zergs to be quite large, and those Banelings like start just nuking every board if they die, and if they don't die, they're probably killing you. So that's something to consider. But man, like these hand buff or like buffing cards in Death Knight have not worked out well overall, right? Like hand buff or Death Knight's barely been a thing, and Infestor is like the only card that does it in the entire, like it's Zerg, right? I don't think there's that many minions to hit, right? It's all limited to this mini set that I don't know. Like, I know I went on a whole thing yesterday about Protoss being insane, but there's only so many minions for Protoss to hit. There's only so many minions for Zerg to hit. At least the Starship stuff have, like, the Dark Beyond, like, neutral, like, Exodar and the Starship pieces to work. It's just so narrow. Like, I gotta draw this pretty early in the Death Rattles. I don't know. I'm a little less keen on, like, the Zerg stuff working when it only works with Zerg minions, right? You're only buffing so many things, but we did see the I haven't reviewed it yet because I missed it, but we'll cover that probably with the hero card later. The one that copies itself, right? That's really good too, right? That'll double dip on this on this buff. So I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in standard, 1 in wild. I'm a little bit apprehensive about a lot of this stuff, that there's just not enough of it to make it work, because we're limited just to this mini set, which does have more cards, don't get me wrong, but this is so narrow that it just only works with the Zerg minions, right? So there is that. However, we have a card that will make people absolutely thrilled in Viper. And normally when you would Viper somebody was weapon removing them. Now it's a whole different thing. It is a 4 mana 5/3 Zerg minion, Battle Cry. You summon a minion from your opponent's hand, so very similar to like a Dirty Rat, right? You summon it. However, there's more to that, where your other Zerg minions gain Reborn and attack it. So if you have, any decent amount of minions on the board, not only are you going to kill the damn thing you're summoning, which could be a win condition in itself, you're getting like upside on your Zerg minions, like the Death Rattle, right? All of a sudden that gets reborn, it'll come back and buff everything up. The Banelings can do the AoE and then they're back too. Like, that's a pretty powerful effect. Not only are you disrupting your opponent, you're getting some pretty good upside, but only really if you're ahead on the board. And it says your other Zerg minions gain reborn, right? The Viper itself does not. This will not summon and attack in. It's your other one. So you really need to be swarming that board with those Zerg minions and then have it hit in. So yeah, this is a whole archetype that definitely wants to be ahead and fighting for board early and then vipering and, being toxic with this card. And yeah, it seems very strong and very frustrating if those Zerg decks take off. It's just there's only so many minions, but they got specific card draw and all that stuff. It might work out, and if it does work out, you're playing Viper, because again, you're disrupting and you're basically buffing your stuff. Like, there's not a huge downside. If anything, it's just upside on top of disruption. Or it does, there's no minion to summon, and then I guess this doesn't work. I don't know if this works if you don't summon a minion. I have no idea. I'm assuming it would, but who knows? Anyways, what am I giving this? I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4 out of 5 in standard, because yeah, if this archetype is going to work in Death Knight, I feel like Viper would need to be a part of it, because you really want to get that reborn stuff going. You want to, get some card advantage, I guess, by removing a thing, and also start a Reddit thread of why do they make Viper and Ghost? I don't like my cards being deleted. And then Wild, I'm going to give this whole thing a 1. I don't see the Zerg stuff working in that format, but hey, I guess you never know. So that's it for now. We'll have, I don't know if the hero card's next. We got more reviews coming, so stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.